Before we begin, thank you very much to RPG Lucario76 for joining the Patreon campaign. Really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support. I'm not going to make any kind of like jokey things here or anything because I will admit this is kind of a last minute thing. This is kind of a mistake thing. So I had one video in mind that I was starting to work on, and it turned out to be a lot more than I expected. There's a ton of things that I have to get in a check, and a lot more episodes I have to watch. So this is not plan A. Plan B was a Here's 10, which I was in the middle of editing, and then I got to the final segment. I had to split it into 2 parts because I changed my mind at the last minute. And then when I got to part 2 and I put that footage into my editor, there was no audio. The file says there's audio, but there's absolutely nothing. It's silent on the track. Which means I'm now on to plan C. And just to get a video out for the day, we got to do something. So I figured, you know, it's been a while since we did a channel update. It's been a while since we actually talked about what's going on around here. So let's just have it like a quick little update and tell you what all is going on in the channel of TJOmega. For starters, I will discuss the Patreon just a little bit. Thank you everyone who has been pitching in and supporting. Last I looked at it, I'm around like 200 people on my Patreon, which I thought was like an impossible mark, but here we are. Thank you guys so much for that support. It means the world to me. And yeah, just the endless support and all the weird names. You know, like someone did the numbers, and it's like I'm like I am let's see like I'm gonna come up to like 150 straight days where I've had a shout out. That's incredible. That's really weird. And I thank you all for doing it. So, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I'm working on new things that I want to do for the Patreon. And it's a few different things. So, like, we have this shot here. This is my traditional browser. My little overlay, what I do for videos. So, I moved up the logo because I want to put something below here. And I don't know if it's going to be like advertisement space, like permanently mark either my Patreon. What I want it to be is like where my Patreon currently sits in the next goal, because Patreon doesn't have goals anymore, and it's stupid. I like the goal system. So I want to keep the goal system. Like right now, at my current dollar amount per month, it's unlocked RID, Transformers RID 2001 as the next review series. And I want to mark it so that to tell you like the next one is animated. I don't have anywhere to do that on Patreon anymore, so we got to do it in video. And I think that'll like a permanent show of exactly what everyone is contributing toward was also going to be a good thing. So there's that. I'm working on that. I'm also working on new things to actually add to the Patreon. So I've got the space above this window, which I've always just kind of had there as a spacer, but I thought everyone seems to like throwing in their donations with like a funny message for me to shout out, a funny name for me to shout out. And I love that. Like, you guys have been throwing some crazy ones at me that have been a lot of fun to announce, but it's crazy. It's crazy how many people are into that. So I thought, why not the space above? Like, can I put in like a $2 thing? Like if I'm at $2 a month, if you pitch in at that level, how about I give you like, space to put up a message here, and we just like scroll through a few different ones per video, depending on how many new ones just came in. And that's something that can re-up every month. You know, the shout outs one time, but if I do it that way, then I can actually like have like a monthly thing where people can throw something silly in. Nothing that violates YouTube guidelines, nothing that I would personally disagree with, but something, it's an idea. It is an idea. I also realized this layout and the backdrop have been there for a long time now, so I might think about redoing that. I know I want to redo the outro. The outro now is like a craze, has been there for a long time, and it's crazy how many names I now have to fit in just for all the top level patrons. So I'd love to have some way of showing their names off better. You know, and highlighting it more. So I'm figuring out that layout too. So, and then I need something for the higher up. Like, to be honest, these days I am kind of flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to what to put out content-wise day in, day out. And I'm doing it by day, which is not the way to do it. You should be doing it well in advance. You should have like a backlog. You should be like 3 or 4 videos ahead at the least, or I should be able to set aside days to do all that. But I've had things going on at home that kind of prevented that for a long time, and I'm still not really able to catch up. I'm just between the day job and doing the dailies. It's been crazy. It's a lot of work to get it all out there for you guys every single day. So I'm trying to figure out how to get back to like being ahead of the game and putting out videos that early for patrons at the mid-levels. And then I need things for the $10 tier, and I'm still figuring that one out. Because I haven't been able to put out like big plastic addicts or things like that in a long time. It's a messy campaign, I will admit. So for the people who do still support there, and for the people who pitch in, thank you guys again a lot. I'm working on doing more for you and trying to come up with more things I can do for you in exchange for your generosity to keep me doing what I'm doing. That is really appreciated. Next up, I do at some point I do want to put on a sale, because I haven't done a sale in like probably like a couple of years, honestly. Been a long time since we flushed the collection a little bit, but yeah, I've got too much stuff. I've got too much stuff. I've replaced a lot of Transformers with new ones, better ones. So I need to get rid of the previous releases. I need to kind of clear some space in life in general. So expect that, but don't expect it too soon, because we've got MetroCon coming up in a few weeks. As usual, since I'll be away for like a good 5 days, we will be putting the channel on autopilot. There'll be videos done in advance. Depending on how many shoutouts I have in the queue at the time, I don't know if I will have shoutouts in every single one of those pre-made, pre-uploaded videos. That is yet to be seen. And I might start doing those videos a little bit ahead of time. Like I might do one tonight. I might do another one to, like in a couple more days from now. Just so I'm not like overworking myself and trying to do like 6 videos in one day, right? So if your shout-out's a little bit out of order from who signed up, or if it feels like there's a delay in getting your shout-out, just wait a while. Like middle of July might just be like a weird time where like someone who's been waiting a few weeks finally gets their shout-out. But that's leading up to that period. So I don't know if it's going to be too much of a disturbance. As usual with MetroCon, I'll do my recap afterwards. It's the 20th anniversary of MetroCon, so I'm expecting huge things. I know my coverage has been thin the last few years. Again, time. But I definitely want to do a lot for the 20th anniversary. I want to do like compilation stuff of like previous years I've recorded, because I'm probably like, short of MetroCon themselves, I probably have the most footage from that convention of anyone recorded. So I need to get... I want to do compilations like that. I want to do like a like best of TJ and Scott McNeil video at some point. I thought that would be fun, just to kind of pull from all of the videos over the years. I will have at least my interview with Caleb Hiles, because he's always super cool and he's always down to talk. And we just kind of talk YouTuber to YouTuber, which is great. It's great to just get to hang out with someone who's also on the grind like me. Speaking of the YouTube grind, that's another thing that I probably put in the title of this video and probably caught your eye the most. Yeah, I haven't done a giveaway in a hot minute, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to do something really cool for the giveaway. So I'll tell you this: when I hit 50,000 subscribers, and I know a lot of you are watching without being subscribed. It's free. It's a one-button thing, and it helps me out a lot when you do it. So I always appreciate the people who do. When I hit 50,000, I want to do a giveaway, and I want to make it something big. Far bigger than anything I've given away before. And I know what it is, but I don't want to give it away just yet. I want you to trust me and know that I want to give away something that is high dollar for the 50,000 subscriber mark. So that's your little incentive. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. Once those numbers hit the magic point, we will be doing that giveaway. And proceeding from there, I would like to do something big let's say every 5,000, like 55,000, I want to do something good, and then 60,000, I want to do something great. 6,500, I want to do something good. 70,000, I want to do something great. And then when we hit 100,000, I want to do something absolutely epic. I want to do something absolutely awesome as far as like giveaway stuff, you know, like, you know, if I'm going to drop like, you know, if I'm going to hit 100,000 subscribers on this platform, I'll tell you, like, I will drop $500 on a giveaway on just like one thing to give out to one lucky person. I want it to be that big. I want it to be that big of a deal. So that's in my head right now. Because remember, that is the eventual goal. I don't want to hang up my microphone and my, well, I'm not wearing the logo shirt, but I don't want to hang up the logo shirt until, you know, without giving an honest try to hitting like a 6-digit mark. So I'm counting on everyone out there, and I'm going to incentivize so everyone has something to gain when I hit those big milestones. So keep an eye on that. And once the numbers tick up high enough, I will let you know what the giveaway is going to be. But it's going to be big. It's going to be a big one. So trust me on that. More news, more things that's to come. I'd really like to do a streaming schedule again. And I'd like to actually have like a set schedule. You know, like right now, Mondays and Tuesdays are booked up because my D&D games take up my afternoon. However, both games are now like level 18, 19. You know, we're about as powerful as our characters can get. There's really not a lot. We're basically just doing cleanup until like where you hit the end of the story, which is very close. So once those go away, Mondays and Tuesdays will likely become streaming days, along with Wednesday. Wednesday can be a streaming day right now. And then after that, I might have to be a late night streamer, like 10 p.m. Eastern start time, which if you're West Coast, that's no big deal. That's 7, you know, that's like sit down with TJ during dinner time. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully that's the case. But no, I'd like to have like a real streaming schedule where it's not just like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to turn on stream and we're just going to play this game that I've been on. No, I'd like to do it like, you know, like Monday we play a game, and then like Tuesday we play a different game. Wednesday we'll do like a Patreon exclusive game night, and, you know, like my patrons can participate. And it's just about getting that kind of schedule organized and coming up with what exactly I want to stream. I will tell you, I do have some authentic vintage hardware that I would like to stream. So we have this. I have a Nintendo 64 down here. I do have the adapters I need to actually connect it to my Elgato. And I have a list of games. I have some down there, and I'm still trying to find what I did. I have like 20 old N64 games that I just cannot find. But once I find them, I will have plenty to work with. In fact, one of my favorite games of all time is on the N64. I own it. I just don't know where it is. So this is part of the cleanup thing, is figuring out where my stuff is. So I really want streaming to be a thing again, too. It's probably going to be on Twitch, even though Twitch is not the nicest platform lately. But then again, I've never done great streaming numbers on YouTube, and I'd really like to diversify myself. I'd like to spread out a little bit if I can. Plus, I've got a lot of friends now who are Twitch streamers professionally. And I'd really, really like to get in on what they're doing, or like at the very least, like feed what audience I build up over to them to help them out. So that's the thing. There may or may not be an idea in my head to do a VTubing thing, but that is that's a lofty goal, because that's not a cheap thing to do. It's not a cheap thing to do. So yeah, that's my last minute video. That's my last minute video of like a lot of things that have been floating in my head that I just needed to say. Things that I normally just do, like, oh, like, by the way, at the beginning of a video, after I do the shout out, this is just like a big rambling update of everything. So that's my channel update. It's been a while since we had one, so I thought it was time. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for the support. I will do everything I can to deserve the support, because it has meant the world to me. And I will see you next time.
I'm like, I think you guys got this. I will back away, and I will see you all later.
You've got this handled.
Alafi's like, really? You're not gonna help me? Like, it's fine now.
It's like these disgusting creatures breathing down my neck, and you're all just like, I believe in you. You got this.
All right, you seem to have this. 5 minutes.